This is MIA2K podcast, and we are your ticket from Miami to Seoul. We are your pilots, Kathy and Laura, two fun-seeking girls with obsessive fandom tendencies, taking you on a ride through the Hallyu wave from our perspective as opinionated, grown Latina fans from Miami.
Before we close the cabin doors, make sure you're following us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you like to watch, our in-flight podcast video is available on YouTube and Spotify.
Once we reach our cruising altitude, we'll be serving one thing and one thing only, piping hot tea. We're ready to fly into today's topic with our hot and sunny takes.
So fasten your seatbelts, sit back, relax, and prepare for takeoff. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Or should I say hi, everybody one?
10 minutes in the building. Bow, 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 bow.
Oh, that was a good start.
I feel like we're going to be a little chaotic today, which is wonderful. So let's get this party started.
We've been covering some really heavy topics with our entertainment company series. So today we're taking you all down a fun path.
Yes, we are. Today we're going to be doing a streaming party and listening to some of our favorite pre-summer comebacks. We are going to be trying to post this episode on other platforms that are not just Spotify, which is usually where our streaming parties are at. So we won't be able to play you the full songs. We might only be able to play like 10-second or so clips, but we highly encourage you to go listen to those on your own because we're going to play some really good songs today and we'll make the case for all of them. So if you're listening on Spotify and you have a premium account, you're going to enjoy the party fully with us today. If you're listening anywhere else, again, we encourage you to go listen and give all these songs a chance on your own. So our first song today is going to be from Stray Kids' recent album drop called 5 Star. Although we love the title track S-Class, there's enough chatter about it online, so we're actually going to play our favorite song from the album, a B-side, which is called Collision. Let's go ahead and enjoy this one together. 내가 그렇게 미웠어 네 우린 운명이라 말했었던 우린 다 저 하늘의 별 같아 시간이 지나 우린 만나서 부서지더라 그 흔적이 온 우주 전체를 맴도는 이 밤 Well, that was absolutely wonderful.
Always.
So Laura and I joined a Twitter Spaces the night that the album dropped. And we only had like 30 minutes to watch the S-Class video a couple times and then listen to the entire album to be able to join the space and talk about it. But literally from those few minutes that we had with it, we immediately fell in love with Collision. As soon as I heard it for the first time, I knew it was my favorite song. As much as I loved S-Class and other songs like Top Line, I just knew that Collision was the song for me. That's my first note here.
I've been in this era.
Not the eras.
I've been in this space where I am super into like R&B, like sexy R&B. That's not a space. That's my whole life. But
at least she knows herself.
But recently, that's all I've really been listening to. So when I heard this, it just like it came to me. I was like, oh my God, this is it.
All I wrote, I remember from that night was like more of this. This is the song. Like this is it. So I genuinely, it was like no thoughts, just thirst, but not thirst. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just like I wanted more.
My actual notes were Collision, Star. Oh, R&B? Oh, okay. Yes.
I love the dramatic reenactment. We all appreciate that, Laura.
Yeah, it's a really good song. For those of you that don't know, it was written and composed by Han with Million Boy, and it's sad but also not sad. It has this like emo vibe to it.
Yeah. It's when they were doing the intro video for the entire album, it was really funny. Sungmin made a comment to Han like, both you and Changbin write petty love songs, but you're trash in yours. like it's giving fuckboy, it's giving like you don't. In Spanish we have a saying in some countries, not in every country, that says ni lava ni presta la batea, which means like you don't use your own laundry to wash your clothes, nor do you let anyone else wash the clothes either. So it's kind of like that fuckboy that doesn't really give you the relationship, but also doesn't leave you alone and keeps calling and texting. And so at the end of the song, you still have like the person making the call And it feels like they pick up the person who's being called. It kind of sounds like they picked up. It doesn't sound like they let the call go to voicemail or block the number or whatever. But yeah, I really, really like the song, the beginning with the instruments, the trumpety beginning. And it was very refreshing in the middle of this very, I mean, it's Stray Kids at the end of the day, but like noisy album and EDM heavy. I just really, really enjoyed this song. So
yeah, it's definitely very different from what we're used to hearing from Stray Kids. And I'm glad that they let Han tap into his own music taste and put this song in the album, because at least from all of the covers and all of the songs that he's put out on YouTube, this fits him perfectly.
Yeah, but it also fits the group really nicely, which is why it makes sense
100%.
that
Yeah,
this made it in. And this is my favorite song that Han has ever written ever. Like, this is my favorite Han song of all time, which I know is controversial for everyone that likes all his other songs from previous albums, but this is just what really connected with me. So it collisioned with me. Sorry.
The one thing that I also like, or like the last thing, is they paired Sungmin with IN in the song for pretty much most of it. And I love the way their voices sound together in this particular song.
Agreed.
I didn't know I needed it, but now that I have it, I don't think I want anything else.
I know. I really agree. And the other kind of cadence that I liked was in the second verse when it's Changbin, Han, Bangchan, and Hyunjin. Not in that order, but they were they all did that. The transition between Han to Hyunjin to Changbin was so seamless. Like, their voices are very different, but you can tell that whenever they recorded, they made an effort to keep it leveled. Because, Changbin can be like in your face, but he really kind of brought it down to match the energy of the song and the team.
He really did.
And so I really like that verse. Really, really like that verse.
And in a way, it's kind of nice, the fact that both Bangchan and Changbin kind of trusted Han to write the whole song, because they're both songwriters too.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
They like to write their own verses. So like the fact that they didn't is kind of like a testament of how good the song is and how much they trust Han as a songwriter. So nice.
Yeah, and especially for the English parts for Bangtan, like, we know Han is like a native English speaker, like, hello, obviously, but still, it just was very natural. Like, all the parts were very naturally fit. I can picture Han writing with the members in mind of who was going to take which part. So it's just really well fucking done. Like, it's so good. It's so good.
It really is.
It's so good. Now you can go back to listen to S-Class or whatever else you want to listen to, but we just had to give Collision its flowers. So
Super Bowl.
Yeah. So after starting off very strong with an energetic, petty love song, we're going to keep it steady with our next choice. Although Taeyong's Shalala title track has arguably been among the top neo-sounding sounds to come out of NCT, we're going to let the bounce, bow, wow, 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 bounce rest for today. And we're also going to go for a B-side here. From the Shalala mini album, let's listen to Ruby. I was not going to listen to this album because the Shalala teaser and the craziness of it is not usually my style. Like, neo sound sometimes is a little overwhelming for me. So I really wasn't going to give this album a chance because it looked like he was coming with some Fight Club shit. But I should have known better with, like, knowing, Love Theory and Long Flight and those songs like that. He really does have that in him. And then Laura was the one who pushed me to, like, listen to it. She wasn't even pushing. She was just like, oh, the album is out. And I was like, okay, fine. Like, I'll listen. Fine. And then I think, when you with K-pop, there's so much music coming out, especially right now. My God, there's like a new fucking album every day. It's so overwhelming.
Day.
It's so overwhelming. Crazy. So I heard all the songs. I actually listened to the album like 3 times in a row. And then like a week later, I was like in the car and this song came on and I was like, who sings this? And I forgot that this was the song because I realized how much I liked it. And so I have actually been listening to Ruby quite a bit and I'm very surprised that this is how he decided to come at me. Mad props to Taeyong, honestly. And to Laura for pushing me to listen to it because I'm really enjoying it.
I personally cannot be unbiased.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna pretend that this is any sort of
I can't.
objective review. Like,
Yeah.
it's not.
I knew from all the teasers that I was gonna like it. I usually don't buy albums until I've listened to them, except for like certain artists that I know I'll love. And even if I don't love everything, I'll like most of it.
Right. You do it mostly for like supporting them kind of thing.
Right. With this, I just knew I was gonna love it. Like that's our 4% between Kathy and I. I'm very chaotic in my music. Like I don't mind a lot of chaos and a lot of neo.
Right.
So when this came out, when his mini album came out, I listened to it all like a couple times and I loved every single song. Some more than others, obviously. Some took me a little bit more to like warm up to it. But this particular song, I really had no choice. I couldn't not like it because its name is Ruby and I love the color red. My brain will tell me, no, you like this. Even if I don't, I do.
And like Woozi dropped his single was called Ruby too. So she was like, there was no choice. She didn't have a choice in the matter. She was just like immediately attached, yes or no, whatever.
It's very much that. And in this particular song, it was written by Taeyong. It spells sun, but it's like money symbol U with the little dots N. So I'm guessing it's sun.
Yeah.
And Simon. And Simon has actually worked with JB as Def, and I fucking love his sound as Def.
Yeah.
Like, I usually don't go for the calm sounds, but when it comes to like him and that like artist persona, I can't help but love everything.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense that like I would like this song.
Yeah. And the day that we were talking about it, that the album dropped, Laura and I are very obsessive about going into the credits and seeing what's the tea. And she was like, in real time, she's like, of course, I fucking knew it. All the songs that are like that he worked on with people from like kind of the deaf circle are my favorites in the album. So she very much like could tell just from listening and gravitating towards the same shit that she usually likes. So yeah, that I got to witness that experience in real time.
It's amazing. And
it really is.
Also, Taeyong, who hurt you? Who did you hurt? Like, oh my god.
Oh yeah. It's funny that we started with like the fuckboy anthem and then we played the anti-fuckboy anthem. Like this is so pure and wholesome as a love song that he even starts at some point and says like, I'll be your friend. Like he literally is so down bad that he will be there for the person in any capacity. Whatever you allow him to be there for, he will. End of time, I'm here. Just today, I'm here. Like it's such a beautiful, unconditional, agape level of love song that it's so good. It's just so good.
And one of the reasons why we chose to go with this one instead of like the title song is because I feel like this shows a different side of Taeyong.
Yeah.
Like Kathy said, we should have known because of like his previous solo work, but it still feels like a very different side. It feels like a very just soft. When you put this song with the album cover, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't math at all.
But it makes sense because Taeyong, and I think one of the themes of this album was T and Y, so like his two different like sides. So in that sense it makes sense, but it's very different than what like you would expect.
Yeah, and I think we've seen a lot of the promos and shows that he's done like variety style stuff content, and Laura has been literally dying over just how cute and sensitive he's been shown this time around, and how he literally is not able to do that when he's leading NCT. He has to keep the ship running and like the shit together for him. And like, I mean, I was gonna say 20 other people, but it's 20 with just him. So it's really just genuinely, unironically showing this side of himself that doesn't really come out that often. And we are so much better for it, honestly,
we
right
really
now.
Are.
Yeah,
we really are.
You know what else I thought of that day that I heard the song and I was like, who is this? It reminds me so much, like the beginning of it, of Red Velvet's Psycho. in a completely different way. Like it's not the same melody at all, but the approach to it is very similar. So I looked into the producers and stuff. They have nothing to do with each other. These like the people who produce Psycho have nothing to do with the people that produce Ruby for Taeyong. So I don't know if there's just some sort of like formulaic SM template that they kind of were like, they can do something similar to this, but different. But I do think I can appreciate, or I think that there is something to like an SM family relation here with those two songs. Like I don't know why, but I have to mention it because it just came to my head that that they were kind of similar. And just another thing that I really appreciated from this song in particular was his range in like going from the rapping to the vocal parts in the chorus. Like his voice is really nice.
Really is.
And it almost sounds completely different. Like it sounds like it could be a different person doing the chorus, but it's him. And I would love to see him perform this live. Like I would really genuinely love that. Like, yeah, Laura is making all the faces right now about how much she would enjoy that experience. So anyway,
I'm dying. I think these producers have worked with enough SM artists that like they know what to do, because Simon, he's the one that has mostly worked with JB. He's also produced songs for Baekhyun's solo work, as well as other SM artists. I'm like looking at it now. They probably know what SM in a way is looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, the song is great. He's so talented. I love him.
He genuinely is. So, moving right along, we know this is a pre-summer episode, and this next song totally does not fit the typical summer vibe, but we have to talk about this song for reasons that we'll share in a second. So, this is EXO's most recent ballad drop, which is called Let Me In, and let's just give it a listen. Fucking A, bro.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good.
This song was not even in the like realm of thought about adding it to this episode, but it was just necessary. What a fucking banger. What a way to come for our necks. And they are like, it's May, it's June, the summer is coming. Guess what, bitches? We are bringing you down to the depths of the ocean with us.
So good. Usually the pre-single, or like the whatever the song that they released before
the pre-release single. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's usually very like ballad, very like soft. And I'm always like, okay, cool, it's fine. Or whatever. But this one, oh, so good.
Girl, my clothes found their way away from me. Like, oh my God. How do all their beautiful voices just how?
It's the way that they put Chen, Dio, and Baekhyun together, usually like throughout the song. And it's just like, it's so good. Like, yes, we understand that there's EXO ballads out there, but this one just came out and they're just together after so many years. And so like, even though I know we can go back and listen to the songs that they were together, it doesn't hit the same as knowing that like this is after so many years and they're together. Yeah. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
It's just when the music video came out too, and it was all like within their whole like lore of exoplanet and their powers and all, and then like Kai with the blue ashy hair, and I was just like, Kai, he's not here for this, but he was able to at least shoot the music video for this song. It's a lot. It was giving so many things in that music video to add to the beauty of the song, but this song really genuinely does not need any help. from anything. Like, I'm glad we got a music video, but it really didn't need it because it's just so well produced, so stunning, so sexy, so butter. I want all of their voices inside me in any way via IV, whatever other ways we can get creative here. But I'm just, I know that all I'm saying is it's so good. But like, guys, this song made me stupid. Like, I don't have words. I am speechless. All I want to do is listen to this song all the time. And it's like, it's summer and the body knows it and all that bullshit. But like, just give me more of this, because if it's this quality, I don't need anything else.
Well, there's this part right after Chanyeol and Sehun do their like rap or whatever, where Dio and Chen are singing.
Yeah.
And it's literally like the most perfection. Oh no, it's after Kai and Schumann. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's just, it's so perfect. Their voices, like Dio's voice with this particular type of song, he was made for this.
Yeah.
And then Chen puts like another level to it. And then when Baekhyun's like
those last notes at the very end, those falsettos, those like, girl, the way I levitate, like just listening. I don't have words, and I know I keep saying that, but if you haven't listened to this song and if it's not your like summer mood that you want to be into, I get it, trust and believe, but give it a chance, girl. Like, just on a Saturday night while you're getting ready, listen to the song and then like feel your oats, because this is literally men in their 30s wanting to take you down to hell with them. And I needed this. I didn't know I did, but I needed it. Like, it's such a grown song, and I think that's partly why I like it. Like, EXO has never shied away from giving us sex and sensual and all those beautiful things that we tend to miss out on a little bit with K-pop's Disney Channel approach to life.
Right.
But this song specifically, it just feels different. And I don't know if it's because like the majority of the group has like come back from enlistment, and one of them is a full father with 2 children, and you know, it's just like, it's grown men, and I need grown men shit in my life. And this 2023, it was not in my bingo card, but I'm so glad that we got it. Like, so glad.
I get chicken skin. What is it? Goose pimples?
Yeah, goosebumps.
Whatever. Eso, whenever I hear it, because it just, their voices sound so good. And if you think about it, it actually makes sense, because like all these 4th gen groups are going back to like the 90s. And Kathy and I were talking about this song, and she brought up such a good point. She's like, it reminds me of like Boys to Men, which they're also going back to the 90s, EXO is. So it makes sense in the like way that K-pop is working right now, where everyone's very much about like the late 90s, early 2000s with like fashion and music.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they went that way,
a different approach,
the grown way, than like, I don't know.
Some like 112 Boys to Men situation. Like, it's just, please, I can't, whenever I listen to it, and I do this a lot with music in general, you know, like just playing it again and again and again. But this song, I literally cannot get enough. I when it finishes, it's such a strong, beautiful perfection, like last few notes, that I just want to go back to the beginning and experience it again. Like, I'm mad because the first time that I heard this song, I had no idea it was going to do this to me, and I'll never get a chance to listen to it again for the first time and like feel those things. But it's still pretty fucking high every time I listen to it, that I'm just like, I find myself, what is it, mumbling or just tarareando, like kind of singing the melody to myself. And I'm just like, why did the song have to come for me so hard? I didn't send for you. Why are you coming for me? But I'm also very grateful. I'm grateful and blessed to live at the same time as the amazing vocal line of EXO together, because
for me, in conclusion, my door is open, guys. You don't even need to knock.
You don't need to be let in. The door is wide open. Wide open. Facts. So, okay, we are done with the sappy stuff and ready to turn up the summer heat up in here. It's been just over a week since we were blessed by our favorite licuadora music makers. Licuadora means blender for my non-Spanish speaking girlies and boilies out there, who make one team with 8 gorgeous and talented parts. Ateez. So let's get bouncy together.
Blow it down, make it bounce. 지금부터 fly. 정단한 spicy. 청양고추 vibe. If you wanna know how, I can show you right now. 우리 만들지 bouncy. 우리부터 fly.
Okay. So if you got whiplash because we went from Let Me In to Bouncy, I am so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. But also, we had to move up, and the last 2 songs are very, very upbeat tempo. So yeah, if you got whiplash, you can send me the bill for your what is it, the collarín, the neck brace that you're gonna need. Because trust me too. I'm gonna need it because we were dancing as soon as the song started. Because what did we get? Licuadora blender, like from the beginning, from the second the song started. We went straight to our 80s licuadora roots, and we're here for it.
They really said we're starting from up here, from the very beginning. So a little bit about the song. It was written and composed by the same group of people that produce most of Ateez songs. It is part of the K-Produce label. The only difference is this person called Alexander Carlson, and he has produced songs for a lot of K-pop acts from BTS and Hypen, NCT, Red Velvet, SHINee, literally everyone. So I feel like that was their way to maybe polish and maybe bring a little bit of a more international approach to it. Maybe during the episode with Hongjoon for Moojin, he basically said that the theme of the song is like spicy, bringing in the spicy. And so they use a Korean hot chili pepper because it represents Korea's spiciness. And since all of Ateez members are Korean, they thought it was a really good comparison.
Right. Agreed on all accounts. Geniuses. Yes.
And also, for those with a little bit of a dirty mind, apparently, gochu is a slang word for penis. So when you look at their lyrics and think about it that way, brings a different perception to
very different connotation to the song, for sure. That's a different kind of spice right there. Different kind of chili pepper right there. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. For me, this song, so the first time that I heard it, I was in it. I really like the music. I like the beat. I like the cadence. I like the ups and downs, what downs? It was just up the whole time. But I did have 3 pieces of beef with this song, which I let Laura know immediately what they were. Number 1, I don't like literal music. I don't like when songs are like, I woke up and put my shoes on and went to the gym. Like, I really don't. I like a little bit more of a wordsmithing when it comes to lyrics and stuff like that. And I know, obviously, I don't know Korean fluently, but I can pick up on some words here and there. And when I heard them saying "pegupa," like I'm hungry, like I know what they mean of like we're hungry for success and whatever, but I was like, not the pegupa, like not the literal actual stomach hurt. Like, no, I that kind of took me out for a second. And every time that I listen to the song and I hear that line, I'm still like, ugh! But whatever, it's fine. They're hungry, and so am I. Let's eat. So that's point number 1 that I had beef wise. The second one was not Song Mingi taking me to the spelling bee. Like, sir. Also, you like ate the last I, but okay, I'll pretend.
You know what?
What?
You know what?
Laura? What?
Maybe I needed a reminder of how to spell his name in like Roman letters. Maybe he did it for me.
I guess if that's the case, then congratulations. That line was definitely not for me, but whatever. I love Mingi, by the way. Like, this is not an actual roast. Like, I'm just saying, like, if I have to pick things apart or be a little bit of a nitpicky person. Like that's just my personal first impressions of the song, which obviously I'm very over and I fucking love it. So yeah. And the last thing that I didn't like, the first time that I heard it, once the chorus started and, you know, the way the choreo and everything is starting, the second time that they do the refrain, it goes into a chichiquilote voice, which like, I know a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about with a chichiquilote, but like, it was an era in like the early 2000s of this like bird that sang, I don't know, like 16 octaves higher than literal actual sounds that dogs can hear. And that's what this thing was like. Like it took me out. It very much took me out. And it's really funny to watch the performances when like San is mouthing the words during his part as this like sound is coming out. So those were my 3 mini beefs with the song that are not actual beefs. They're just like, again, shit that I just wanted to nitpick on, but I still love the song very, very much. So,
and what I find hilarious is that, fun fact, it was Hongjoong's voice that was used to be distorted and become that little chichicuelote.
Girl, I'm gonna add some clips somewhere of what the chichicuelote sounds like, because I know so many people are gonna be lost, and a lot of people are also probably gonna be like, "Oh my god, yes, my childhood," and like your cerebellums are gonna start hurting. Girl, I know. Like, trust me, this is what I thought.
No, 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 al coco no, al coco no. No, 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 al coco no, al coco no. No te me subas al coco no. No te me subas al coco no. No, nena, no, al coco no, al coco no.
Well, speaking of Hongjoong's voice, at the end, when he did that sexy and low chorus, girl, as a Hongjoong bias girly, he did that for me. So thank you for your service.
I believe that.
Appreciate that. And the other thing that I wanted to say as a good comment and as a something that I'm happy with, Songhwa rap line inclusion, like he ate. I'm sorry. 4 + 4, what? 8. That was like so well delivered for someone who like was not born into the rap line life. He's really like caught on very quickly. And he has a really complicated choreo during this part of the song.
Yeah.
And he's still like, for the live performance, I don't know if it was fully live. It sounded like it was fully live. It didn't sound like it was one of those like live recordings. It was really good. Like he really just fucking did what he had to do. So I'm really proud of him. And he's like my second in command. So obviously, like I just have to be here for him. So yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
He's second in command for Ateez and your heart.
Perfect. Yeah, he can be my mommy too. That's fine. I don't mind.
One of the things that I noticed is that they use the lower register for a lot of the members. And I honestly think they did this because I don't remember in what comeback was that Yosang sang in his lower register. And 18 went ape shit. Everyone was like, oh my god, thank you so much for letting him sing in his like real voice, this and this and that. And I think they took notice, and that's why they gave us all of these lower registers from most members.
Yeah, we know that Hongjoong is out here spying on all of us, and he sees our tweets, our TikToks, and everything. So they are very well in the MZ generation. Like they know what's going on.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
It would make sense. Mingi looks so good.
Mingi looked incredible. And that scene where he starts his verse and he's just like body rolling with a crop top leather vest, like, sir, immediately, like, I'm supposed to not look at you, and I'm supposed to be loyal to my biases, and I'm supposed to be loyal to my bestie Laura, who is here fully for you and only you ever since Fireworks era that you weren't even here for. And I'm supposed to not look? I mean, I'm sorry. It's just, I am a woman. I am made of carne y hueso, aka flesh and blood. And if you put Song Minghee and his spelling bee body rolling in leather and skin showing, I'm going to look and I'm going to salivate. I'm just a human. I am only human. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad I got that out. Whew. I feel better. Okay. So we have arrived at the end of our track list for today, and we saved the party for last. Although this song is actually the oldest in this set list, and by oldest, I mean like literally last month, but you know, since we have songs coming out every freaking day. This song is basically 2 years old at this point. So anyway, the reason why it made it in the list today is also because we just got a tease for a remix that might be coming at some point, that might be dropping. So the song is very, very fresh on our minds. And so without further ado, let's listen to Eve, Psyche, and the Bluebeard's wife from our fearless girlies, Le Sserafim.
Boom, 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 내 심장이 뛰네. Get it like boom, boom, boom. Get it like boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. 내 심장이 뛰네. Get it like boom, boom, boom. Get it like boom, boom, boom.
Lord have mercy on my soul because of what this song has done to me from the second I heard it the first time. I literally never like songs the first time I hear them. Never. And this song has had me in a chokehold from the literal moment that I listened to the Unforgiven album. Words cannot explain. I don't know why. I don't know how. But my first like thought that I had when I heard the melody and when the lyrics started was this song would be such a serve on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
And it's a shame that
Yes.
like drag queens probably won't do it because they can't really lip sync to the Korean unless they do like a really hard training.
Right.
I mean, if Kimchi is willing to become a lip sync assassin, it's I need you to do the song, girl, like please. But honestly, like my dream of all dreams is to have Anitra perform this song. Like it's her. It's her. So anyway, if you're not familiar with Drag Race, I will stop talking about drag queens right now. But that is what the song was giving me from the very beginning. And I just think it's an epic song for any sort of lip sync performance, drag queens or not, but preferably drag queens.
I was very mad about it at the very beginning. Kathy was like, oh my God, look at this song. And I was like, okay. And then I think maybe a week later, I like took back my words because I like ate them, shoved them down my throat because I was wrong. It's a really, really, really good song. Like really good song. I think this is one of those songs where the performance is also really important. So if you guys haven't seen Le Sserafim perform the song, you need to.
Yeah.
Because the like choreography goes so well and it's so like high powered and energy and it's really great.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
Yeah. This is, I will say, just to be completely honest and transparent here, the song and choreo are both bordering on appropriating, but what's new? It's K-pop. So, you know, not that I'm giving them a pass for it, but this is definitely like ballroom culture and a little bit of AAVE. I don't know. I don't want to say it like that, but like towards the end when they're like, girl, wanna have fun, girl. Like it's very, that's why I think the drag queen thing is has been hitting with me from the beginning because I love to joke that I was raised by drag queens, particularly Trixie Mattel. So I just hear a lot of that lingo. And like all they needed to say was like house down boots, and it really was gonna be straight out of a RuPaul's Drag Race episode. So that is a one note that I will say to keep myself and the song honest. But it's just a really good song. So
it is.
Yeah.
At first I was like, Kathy, what the fuck is this title? And then upon further inspection, a little bit of Googling, a little bit of mind thoughts, it makes sense because they're talking about wanting things that are forbidden.
Right.
Eve, the forbidden fruit. Psyche went for Cupid as a mortal woman, which she shouldn't have. And then I just learned that Bluebeard's wife opened a whole bunch of doors that she wasn't supposed to. So makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, they do have animated titles, but they make sense. Like the math is mathing for whatever the title is. And going into the writing and producing of this, there were a lot of writers involved. The most amount of writers basically out of any song that we covered today. And particularly I wanted to mention the fact that number one, I'm very surprised at how involved Hitman Bang has been in Le Sserafim's discography. After not wanting to be involved with girl groups for so long, he's taken a very active role and even went and got his bestie Nile Rodgers to work on the Unforgiven track. So I'm just very pleasantly surprised. I'm happy that he is so invested in their success that he is taking a very strong stance and being part of the producing crew. And then also there's another crew called 13, which is composed of Score, Megatone, Luke, Eden, and HLB. Eden, some Ateez fans may know, he's the main producer for Ateez songs. So he's part of this crew as well, but he's not credited as part of the producing team here. So he probably has no involvement with the Sserafim because he's really busy with Ateez alone. But the people from the 13 crew that were a part of this song specifically were Megatone and Score. So those were interesting facts for me personally, because this crew has been part of Le Sserafim's discography since the beginning. They've only been around for a year, so I'm making it sound like it's been like 10 years of working together. It's not. But it's good to know, like, they've dropped 3 mini albums, or I mean, I guess Unforgiven is a full-length album with a lot of recycled songs, but whatever, we'll pretend. So yeah, they've been involved with them from the beginning, so clearly they have like a good synergy working together. And Supreme Boy, who is a really notable producer that works with BTS on a lot of songs, also has been extremely involved with Le Sserafim. So the sound is just working well. And it's actually said that it's known to be quite varied, yet still distinctive. So basically, even though the music that comes from 13 has a lot of different genres that are attached to it, you can still tell that it comes from them, is what that means. So I definitely agree with what they're saying. Like, all of Le Sserafim's music has a really distinct and different sound, but it also has a clear color for them. So yeah, that makes sense for me. And then many of their songs highlight dynamic percussion and powerful vocal sections. Bass guitar also seems to be a focus, along with robust choruses. So that's how you know that it's them. Like, that's kind of their formula.
And fun fact, though I think everybody at this point knows this, the most iconic part of the song, the I'm a mess, was actually written by Yeonjun during a live, which is impressive. She's very talented. I love her.
Very
Can't be unbiased either.
Yeah, no, we love her. I fully have like a bias line in Le Sserafim, because why would I be loyal? And why would I keep to one when there's so much goodness to go around? But yeah, Yeonjun has made it very clear, abundantly clear, that she is a musician through and through. She is credited in quite a bit of songs, and she's been dropping solo songs consistently. And she performed at Weavers Con on her own and had the other 4 members of Le Sserafim cheering for her and with posters for her, which was adorable. But yeah, this woman means business. And I love that she is listened to by the company and given free reign to explore her songwriting and just musicality, because she is so fucking talented. So
she really is.
Mad props to her.
She really is. Her voice is beautiful. She can write. She can play instruments. Truly,
she can do it all. She really was she's one of the most talented idols and well-rounded idols out there, because many people can play instruments, many people can write music, but can you also sing opera? Because I think the answer is no. And that's a T.
I love her.
Same.
So we want to thank you guys for listening. We hope you really enjoyed this multistan
all over the place.
Pre-summer.
Yes.
Pre-summer listening spectacular. And next week, we will be back with our entertainment company series. We will be tackling the last big company, SM. So please look forward to that. And in the meantime, if you want to get into the mindset of SM or entertainment companies, you can go back and listen to our other episodes when we talked about Hype, JYP, and YG. So again, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the MIA2K podcast. We have lots of great content coming up ahead, so please don't forget to follow and subscribe to our show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And if you enjoyed our episodes, please rate us 5 stars.
And for the real-time tea, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook by searching for @MIA2K Podcast. Dale, bye!